Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Woodering, and the topic for today's video is how antidepressants might be messing with your relationship. So I usually think about antidepressants having adverse effects on the relationship in three different ways. So firstly, sexual dysfunction. Now, this is really common with the SSRI medications and the SNRI medications. So these are, your Prozac, Lexapros, your venlafaxine, and um, there is a really high amount of patients who experience sexual dysfunction. I don't have the statistic offhand, but my best guess would be it would be 75% plus have at least some degree um, of genital numbing, lack of libido, and yeah, overall less interest in sex and less pleasure during sex. So that's one way where if you're in a relationship and then all of a sudden you're not interested in sex, your partner could start interpreting it the wrong way and they could be upset and it can lead to friction in a relationship. So the next way that these medications might mess with your relationship is a lot more subtle, and that's through what I call over blunting. And that is kind of how a lot of the antidepressants work. They have this constricting effect on your mood where they'll really take the edge off anxiety and irritability. It can be a really good thing sometimes, helps people be more functional. However, if you overshoot it and someone becomes overly blunt, how this may play out in a relationship can be as follows. You may have a partner who is complaining about something, who is unhappy about the way something has happened in the relationship. In the past, you might have been more receptive to that unhappiness and that criticism and more willing to engage in a dialogue. Um, Essentially, you would care more. And when you have this emotional blunting going on, what we see with our patients and people that we've interviewed is it can lead to one partner just coming across as if they don't care. The other partner will be talking to them, pretty unhappy about something that's going on in the relationship. And in the past, they would have engaged in that dialogue, they would have worked it out. But now the partner is just kind of blowing them off. There's not that sense of urgency to fix things. So that over time can definitely mess with your relationship. And the last way antidepressants can cause problems in your relationship is thankfully the rarest because it can be the most dangerous, and that is through disinhibition. So this is a pretty rare side effect of the antidepressants, but they can make people almost manic. Well, they do make people manic, but there's a whole spectrum. And so you can have some people who um, may have affairs or things like that. They may do things which they normally would not do because while they're taking the medication, they enter a state of disinhibition. That's quite rare. Um, the interesting thing about the emotional blunting and these states of disinhibition which happen is the person taking the medication is usually not aware that they're happening, that those states are happening. So a good rule of thumb always is to let a loved one know that you are taking a medication. So if something is happening, you let them know that you're taking the medication, and then you also let them know, let me know if I'm coming across as, not caring, or let me know if I'm just not acting myself. That way, if something like this does happen, they can bring it to your attention and you can go and speak to your doctor about it. So I hope this video was informative about the things to look out for in your relationship if you're taking antidepressants. It's always good to talk about them with your partners so you can get ahead of them. And thanks.